Hi. Do you want the best players in the game? Wait, do you want the best player on the game? Bin off Ronaldo, get D-Money, get all the D-Money. So you want the best players? Make sure to check out FIFAcoin.com for cheap, reliable, and 24-hour support. The safest place to get your coin. And make sure to use the code MONEY at the checkout to get yourself a cheeky discount. So let's get into the video. Hey, what's guys here, and welcome to another video on my channel. And today, let's get into some FIFA 19 content, some FIFA 19 news, some new things that we're having in the game in the next week or so. That should hopefully make it a bit more exciting, because promos recently has been a bit, well, everywhere really. There's not been like a single week or so without some sort of promo. Even right now there's a promo which isn't even a promo. It's just kind of like, hey look, here's some new packs, go open some packs. Like, they're releasing old cards and then just bringing them back again. It's like sick. I mean, should we complain? I would say probably not, you know, because as content creators or as just players of the game, we will all want content because it keeps the game running. So I'm not going to complain about promos happening for no reason. I'm not going to complain about that. FUT Birthday is around the corner, and FUT Birthday typically is a fun event. It brings around retro and brand new cards, position change cards, which will change a few teams, which can be from a let's say low range, let's say you're 10, 20, 30k. That'll just make the game a bit fun, you know, maybe a bit of nostalgia. And then there's just, you know, the main big boys. So like, it's a good variety, and I like FUT Birthday because it kind of brings a bit of nostalgia to the kind of game again, which we've kind of missed, you know, we kind of missed recently. So if you're new to FIFA, which I'll be surprised if you even are, but if you are new to FIFA, what is FUT Birthday? FUT Birthday typically happens between kind of middle of March and later March. People are believing it's going to be from the 15th to 21st or 22nd, or the 22nd to the 29th. It's kind of open here of where it will be, but we know it's around this kind of period where FUT Birthday typically happens. And what FUT Birthday is that it brings out new SBCs, it brings out new packs, it brings out new cards, and it typically is a nice kind of fun stage of FIFA. And last year we had a different change. So last year, FIFA 18, we had position change cards, centre mid for Vizeh, centre mid for Sissoko, players like that. On top of my head, I think there's a Hazard as well, which I think was a centre forward, something like that. So yeah, there's position change cards, which was last year, but that was different to FIFA 17 though. FIFA 17, it brought back old nostalgic cards like the Doombuers, S-Wines, Sturridges. I'm thinking there's players off the top of my head that was in that game. I think Tyrell was in there as well. So FIFA 17 was nostalgic. FIFA 18 was position change cards. Now for FIFA 19 now, in this video I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for what is going to be, and in my predictions I've got a mixture of position change cards and retro nostalgic cards which you haven't seen before. Now most of these players don't have that many informs or like flashback cards or like SBC cards. One or two of them does, but most of them don't have that many cards in their name right now at this stage of FIFA, which may help them to get a FUT Birthday card. However, for FIFA 19 they may change it again, and I would not be surprised if they bring out a retro card. By retro card I mean that it actually changed the club. So let's say for example a Barcelona Neymar, something like that, or a Manchester United Ronaldo, which I doubt is going to happen, but it could happen. Imagine a De Bruyne to Wolfsburg, so there's a Bundesliga De Bruyne, like things like that. That could be a bit fun. Those are just some samples on top of my head. I don't see it happening because, I mean, I think that will change the game a lot. However, because it will change the game a lot, I think as long as you stay away from the Ronaldos, which would be game breaking, if they bring back like a Wolfsburg De Bruyne, I think that'd be fun. So let me know your thoughts. Can you see a retro club theme for FIFA 19 FUT Birthday happening? I hope so, but we have to wait and see. So let's get into the predictions. So on the screen right now, I've got the top row of the main squad. We have got Butland, Walker, Naldo, Smalling, Piszczek, and Kimmich. Now, this is a FUT Birthday card, which is leaked off right now. Now, I hope that it's not. I hope that at least the text is white. I can't change the colour of the text from the websites I've been using. However, I'm hoping that at least when it's released, the colour will be white, because it kind of looks a bit bad right now. But this is apparently the leaked card for the FUT Birthday cards for FIFA 19. So let's start off with the obvious, Butland. Why is Butland in here? Obviously because of nostalgia, obviously because it was by far the most used and most overpowered card back in FIFA 17, which, even though it was only 2 years ago, I think because of how prevalent he was, and also because he plays for quite a poor league. I doubt to be so many informs this year. I think this is a good time to give him a special card, and I think this is the best chance that Butland has to go get one. Next up is going to be Kyle Walker. This is going to be a position change card and also like a fun card, which is in mind here, which of course Kyle Walker was known to be playing a centre-back in the World Cup for England, and he did quite a good job there. Now imagine that Kyle Walker He's not got many special cards this year. This is maybe his best chance to get a special card, or at least for the time being. If they go down a position change route, I think is up there for one of the best options. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think Kyle Walker should be in there? Also, let me know what do you think about FUT Birthday in general. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know. But next up, we got Naldo. Now, if you remember Naldo back in FIFA 13, there was like Naldo, David Luiz, Felipe Santana, Dede, all these centre-back Brazilian beasts. And these were major back in FIFA 12, 13, 14. And Naldo is no exception. 6'6", absolute tank. He's got a brand new card in the league now. And I think that, you know what, I think they may bring him back to how good he was. Nowadays, his card isn't used because he's a bit slow. But imagine if we bring him to 76 pace and give him a boosted stats to 88 rated. I can imagine him being used quite a lot in pretty much every single league and team there is. Next up, you know who it is Smalling. Same reason as Butland. Those two, yeah, again, was the best combination for pretty much 90% of the game for FIFA 17. So I've got Butland, so I might as well put in Smalling, see if at least one of them gets in. So Smalling, 84 rated, not an insane card. That is his footies card, I think, back in FIFA 17, or maybe like an inform or whatever he got. Next up, we've got Piszczek. Now, I felt like I had to put in some sort of fullback in there, because I felt like there was no fullback, so I thought I had to put in one. And one fullback that screamed out to me was Piszczek. Back in FIFA 14, Bundesliga squads was by far the best squads to use, and Piszczek was in pretty much every single Bundesliga squad back then. And also, I feel like there's a lack of good right backs in Bundesliga other than Da Costa, but that's from a foot swap card, so you can't even access him. So Piszczek bring back his FIFA 14 card, give it a bit of a boost. I think that'd be quite nice and helpful for that. And to end off the top line is going to be Kimmich. Now, Kimmich is a very popular option for most people when they think of position change cards. You know, who would be sick if they was in this position? And Kimmich is up there as a CDM. So I just took his 87 inform card and just put on like a +1, +2 everywhere. And that is what I've got to from an 88 rated. That's not a bad card, and it won't be game breaking either. But next up will be quite nice to see, and I'm going to do a position change again, and it's going to be Dani Alves. Now, I don't know what's like chances happening, but Dani Alves as a centre mid could be a decent card. Also, because I hyperlink to the likes of Silva, Marquinhos, and especially Neymar. That would be a very nice thing to see what kind of teams you can build around it. Next up, we've got another position change, and we've got Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey, I think it's Leon Bailey. And we put him from a left midfielder or left winger to a cam. And I think that as a cam, he'd be a very good card for most Bundesliga teams. And also as a fun card, you know, 96 pace, 89 dribbling, decent shooting, and not gonna lie, I think that's be a nice little card to use for Bundesliga teams. But next up, we got another Bundesliga beast, and in fact, the highest rated player I've put into this FUT Birthday promotion, and it's going to be Arjen Robben. Now, people have been saying, you know, where's this flashback card? You know, people are expecting this flashback SBC card. I'm thinking, you know what, they made us put out a FUT Birthday of him instead. So I've used his FIFA 14 card or FIFA 15 card. Is 90 rated. I remember playing this card all the time back in FIFA 15. He was still amazing for me even back with a 2-star weak foot. So I think that we may not see a flashback, but we may see a FUT Birthday card instead for a nostalgia trip, because, you know, nowadays he's not really used. He's not going to get any special cards, I can imagine. So Robben, throw him in there. Next up is going to be Memphis Depay. Now, he has already got a league SBC, so the likelihood of this is a bit slim. However, still is a very nice nostalgic card that's been in the game. Back in FIFA 15, he had a Team of the Season card, which was absolutely insane. I feel like they may throw him in there, give him a bit of a boost, but a position change, not from a striker, but to a left wing. And to end it all off, for the top main 11, we've got none other but striker Martial. I'm still waiting for the day that we see this. Everyone's been expecting it. Everyone's waiting for it. Everyone's hoping for it. So why not EA just give us a striker Martial and get it done and over with? I've just took his 86 in form and just added a few stats to it. Now, they may boost even more. They may do. They may not. They may not even put him in there anyway. But I think a position change Martial will be very, very nice. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you think it'd be boring. Maybe they may actually do it an SBC, because last year they did a premium SBC collection. So I think they did Fernando Torres, David Luiz, and El Shaarawy. Now, they may do something with Martial this year, or the same thing. So I'm hoping for that. So that is the end of the main 11. So let's get into the bench and reserve. So on the bench, we've got in net Adler. Now, I remember back in FIFA 14, if you could have afforded Neuer, then you just went for Adler. And sometimes I'll say Adler was probably a better goalkeeper than Neuer, to be honest. So Adler back in FIFA 13, if you remember him, then I hope you do. I think he was also good for FIFA 14. But Adler, I remember that he was an absolute tank back in those days. So I thought for nostalgic, I think Adler may deserve a shout, you know, so put him in there. Next up, we got Nathan Ake. I feel like they made us put him in there because it's a fact, it's Nathan Ake, and he can be an okay card to put into it. EA always seem to like Bournemouth players in these kind of promotions, so throw him in there, see how he does. But next up is not done because of any sort of luck or any randomness. It's because he was an absolute tank last year, and that is Bakayoko. 84 to Bakayoko, which I think was 81 sort of last year. However, I think he got like an inform or some sort of like special card which puts him to 84 one stage. But you cannot deny that he was an absolute god for, like, yet again, 90% of most players' teams last year. So Bakayoko, AC Milan card with those stats, which look so decent all around. And next up is going to be Groin. Jesus Christ, man, Groin. Back in FIFA 14, 13, 15, the main man for most Serie A sides. He's right now in the Chinese league, and I think it's only fair to put him in. I'm quite confident that he will be in this FUT Birthday. If EA are going for a nostalgic style kind of thing, similar to FIFA 17. Look at those stats, not a single one below 76, and if you build a Colombian team, it'd be nice to put in there. Or if you have actually got some Chinese League players. Next up, speaking of Chinese League, I've got Vizeh. Vizeh's got 0 informs this year and 0 special cards. And back in FIFA 14, he had an 87 in form, I think second in form for PSG as a left winger. Next up, because of FIFA 16, is going to be Canaplanca. Canaplanca was a very overpowered card for the start of the game back in FIFA 16, and we haven't really seen him at all since then. So I think, you know what, they may just bring him back again. I don't know what's the odds of this. However, he is a very popular card back in FIFA 16, and there's not really many FIFA 16 type of nostalgic cards in this countdown. So Canaplanca, he was good back in FIFA 16. Why not just bring it back to life? And to end it off the bench, we have got a biggie, and it's going to be Munir. Now, Munir as a centre forward. Now, you may be thinking, what's up with that then? It's because back in, I think it was FIFA 12 or FIFA 13, he had a bronze centre forward card. I don't know why he put centre forward, but he did. So I thought, you know what? He played there back then. I could imagine EA using that as an excuse to put him as centre forward. And to end off the entirety of my predictions, and it's going to be the reserves, and we got Opara, Mboji, Kalahagnu, Jackson Martinez, and S-Wine. S-Wine for him in there because it's just fucking S-Wine, so why not go for S-Wine? And again, Jackson Martinez, absolute tank back in FIFA 14. I use him a lot with my Liga North side, with him there. I think Quintero was in there as well, very nice side. So it was a tank back in those days, so put him in there off league. Kalahagnu, because I remember his card was very good back in FIFA 16. He also won a footy back in FIFA 16, so why not? Kalahagnu is just one of those players which isn't, you know, amazing, but he just always ends up in these kind of promotions. And then we got last two, Apara and Mboji. Mboji was an absolute beast, a silver beast back in FIFA 13-14. I think he had a team of the season last year, and ended off yet again for the same reason. Opara, absolute tank, and he's not been in a FUT Birthday since last year or the year before that. So he's not been in one of these yet. So I think they may put him in this one. So that is why I've put him last. So Opara. So that is the entirety of my predictions for FUT Birthday. It's on the screen right now. So give me your thoughts. Give me who do you think should be in, who do you think should be out, who do you want to see the most. My predictions has just kind of been, you know, kind of like middle. I don't want to see that many high rated cards. I want to see a bunch of fun cards and cards which will change teams a bit. So there you have it, lads. Make sure to smash a like button if you guys found this helpful. Subscribe if you're new, and also Vizeh clothing is down below in the description, so make sure to go check it out. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Vizeh. I'll see you next time.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true.